So hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be solving this GFG problem of the day, which is parenthesis checker. So let's read the problem and try to approach this. So you are given an expression string x. Examine whether the pairs and the orders of given brackets are correct in expression. Okay, for example, the function should return true for expression this and false for expression this. Okay, so it will be printing balanced if the function returns true, otherwise it will be printing not balanced. Okay, so let's try to approach this. Okay, so this is the test case. So we have to tell that whether the given expression is balanced or not. Okay, so we can see that for this opening bracket, this is the close bracket. Okay, done. For this opening bracket, it is the close bracket. Okay, done. For this opening bracket, this is the close bracket. Okay, done. And for this opening bracket, this is the close bracket. Okay, done. So means this given string of brackets is a valid parenthesis. Okay, so how we can approach this? Okay, so to approach this problem, we'll be using a stack. Whenever you will see that the problem is of parentheses and you have to match that whether the given parenthesis is valid or not, you always start thinking of stack. Okay, so let's iterate this. Okay, so whenever we are getting an opening bracket, so what we'll be doing, we'll be pushing it into our stack. Okay, again opening bracket, blindly push it into our stack. Okay, again opening bracket, push it into our stack. Okay, now this closing bracket, if you are getting the closing bracket, then check into the stack that whether the stack top contains the closing bracket corresponding to this bracket. Okay, what I'm saying, like whenever you are getting the closing bracket, you are not only checking in the stack top that whether the stack top contains the opening bracket or not, but instead you will be checking that stack top should contains the opening bracket and that to corresponding of this. Like if stack top contains the opening bracket of this, then it is not possible to match with this character. So you have to check for two conditions. Okay, now stack top is containing the opening bracket for this particular character, so we'll be removing from stack top. Opening bracket, push it into our stack. Okay, closing bracket, then pop the character, like the stack top contains the opening bracket for this particular closing bracket. So let's remove this. Now this bracket. Okay, now again the stack top contains the opening bracket for this particular character. Remove this. Okay, closing bracket, again closing bracket, so stack top contains the opening bracket for this particular character. Remove this. If at last the stack becomes empty, return true, else return false. Okay, so let me write the steps. Okay, so these are the conditions that we are following while solving the problem. Okay, so what are the conditions? Okay, so first of all, what we have done is for every closing bracket I have mapped this corresponding opening bracket, so it's easy to find out like what is the opening bracket for this closing bracket. Okay, so whenever we get the opening bracket, what we'll be doing, we will be blindly pushing it into our stack. Okay, now for the closing bracket, we'll be checking that if stack is empty. Okay, if stack is empty, what I'm saying here means let's say we are standing on this closing bracket. Okay, so let's say we are standing on this closing bracket and the stack is empty. So what we'll be doing, we'll be simply returning false. Why? Because for this closing bracket there is no opening bracket present in the stack. Okay, so this is not the valid parenthesis. Now second thing, if stack dot top contains the opening bracket of that particular closing bracket, what I have said, let's see, if we are standing on this closing bracket, okay, and in stack top there is opening bracket, so what we'll be doing, let's say we are standing on this, I'll be putting this in the map, this closing bracket in the map, and the map will give me this opening bracket corresponding to this closing bracket, and I'll be checking that if this opening bracket equal to the stack top, means this is the corresponding opening bracket of this, means I'll be putting this into our map will give me corresponding opening bracket, this opening bracket should match with this, and if it is matches, then I'll be popping the element, means this is the correct expression for this correct expression for this closing bracket. Okay, so I'll be popping it. If like let's say the opening bracket present here is this. Okay, so for this closing bracket I'll be getting the corresponding this opening bracket. If it doesn't match with the stack top, means there is an ambiguity. So if the stack top contains the opening bracket of that particular closing bracket, means opening bracket of that particular closing bracket, then I'll be popping the element from the stack. If this is not the case, then I'll be returning false, that there is some ambiguity. And last, what I'll be checking that after completing all these steps, let's say okay, let's say I have checked this character is present, this character is present, and for every other characters I have matched and unmatched the characters in this stack, but still stack is not empty. If stack is like not empty, then again there is an ambiguity, will be returning false. So let's see how we are coding this. I've initialized a stack of characters. Unordered map of character comma character means for every closing bracket I am mapping the opening bracket. Okay, now I'm running a for loop in the string. If there is the opening bracket, means whether it's the opening bracket of this curly bracket or square bracket, then I'll be directly pushing it into our stack. Now else, if stack size is empty, what I've said here, if like whenever we encounter the closing bracket, so if stack size is empty means there is an ambiguity, means there is no opening bracket present in the stack, so I'll be returning false. Else if stack top double equal to map of x of I, what I have done means this is the closing bracket, string of xi means I have reached here just because this is the closing bracket. So in map I'll be putting the closing bracket, and my map will give me the opening bracket corresponding to this. If this opening bracket is not matching with the stack top, means double equal to gets failed, then I'll be returning false. If it matches with the like stack top, means the stack top contains the opening bracket corresponding to this closing bracket, then I'll be popping the elements and finally going to the next step, next like exploring the next character. After exploring all the character and doing the operations on the stack, at last I'll be checking that if stack size is greater than 0, means if the characters present in the stack is greater than 0, that means there are still some elements left which are still being unmatched, so I'll be returning false. Else finally I'll be returning true. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, so let's submit it. And the time complexity of this problem is big O of n. Okay, so big O of n means big O of x means string size, and the size is also big O of x, the stack size we are taking now. So we are taking an auxiliary space. So okay, so the test case has passed, it got submitted. So okay, so this is how we are solving this problem. So thank you for watching and having patience. So thank you.